Next issue. Guys probably can't see this so well from here, but you can probably see that this guy is sending me a disproportionate amount of text messages for the ones I'm sending him. Okay, this isn't necessarily a problem sending a girl more than one message. However, if it is late at night, if the words are spelt badly, which suggests you are drunk, then I would say that is a bad idea. So I'm going to read you the 3 that he sent me in a row with no response. So do you fancy metting for a beer this evening? Would just like to catch up sometime. And then the next morning when I hadn't replied to those really erotic text messages, hi, do you remember me from last night? Okay. There's a few things that are going wrong here. Apart from the fact I'm a real big girl, I really like spellings, like correct spellings is important to me, so that was a bad one. But also, do you fancy metting for a beer this evening? Has he created for me a romantic or exciting image of something that I would actually want to do?
Do you like beer?
No, I like wine and champagne. Good question. So basically what I say is when you're texting a girl, it can be quite important to create a scenario for her that she might actually like to go to. Because I can tell you when you text her, if you've just met her in the street, you're pretty low on her priority list right now, okay? You're well below all of her female friends, her family, her doctor's appointments, her work commitments. You are down there, okay? Huh?
That depends. That is very hard to say.
I think if random guy I've just met in the street, unless you've made an amazingly...
If you go on an instant date for 10 minutes, maybe you're above the doctor's appointment.
I don't know, my doctor's appointments are quite important, but the fact is people have kind of busy lives, okay? And so you're quite low on the priority list. So if you want this girl to go on a date with you, you've got to make it sound appetising to her, make it sound a little bit individual, okay? First of all, I'd say the way he was asking it was quite bad. You don't want to ever seem apologetic for asking a girl to go on a date with you or meet up with you, okay? Because you guys, I'm sure, like I know some of you in this room, I know you've got lots of stuff to offer. You know, there's quite a few good-looking guys out there. I'm sure there's plenty of women that would love to go out on dates with you, okay? No, it's the truth, it's the truth. No cackling in the front row, not allowed. Okay, so there's plenty of girls that want to go on dates with you, but you've got to make that date interesting for them. You've got to compete with her friends' demands and all these other things you want to do. So I would say don't apologise, but be direct. Don't say, oh, can I please, maybe can we do this? You know, beating around the bush, not cool, okay? Just say, let's go do this, or assume you're already going. Say, we're going to do this evening. Assume it's going to happen, like she's going to say yes. Just like if you're picking a girl up, you might want to just go and sit down. They call it locking yourself in, you know, in a set. Same kind of thing with the text message. Sometimes it's the right thing to assume that it's on. Okay.
What kind of image would tempt you?
I'm just getting onto that, my friend. Beer in the evening is not one of them. But I mean, we're going to focus on the daytime now because it's all about daytime today. I would say, like, even if you just want to meet her for a coffee, okay, you don't want to send a logistical framed text message. Like I was with a guy yesterday, and he was sending messages that went something like, let's meet 18H45 at Piccadilly. So I was like, he's going to put the compass directions in a second. And it was very, very logistical, not tempting. Even if you're just taking a girl for a coffee, at least make it sound like an interesting description. Say, hey, let's go get coffee, you know, share my favourite chocolate chip cookie, then then we're going to walk along the Strand until dusk. Something, you know, go a bit romantic. Be okay to add more interesting words into the messages as well. It's a good idea to like start stripping out words like nice and good and words that have lost their meaning. Be all right to say, you know, amazing, awesome, beautiful, you know, use words that are exciting and interesting, create images that are interesting, yes.
You want to ask her where she wants to go rather than sort of being a bit selfish and saying, oh, we're going here.
I don't think it's selfish. I think women actually a lot of the time like to have a man that's okay to take control of the situation. Like, again, like the last thing I need and the last thing I want is a guy that's always asking me, oh, you know, where do you want to go this evening? Pandering to me is not cool, okay? Don't like that. I also don't like a guy who can't organise anything to save his life. You know, I want a man that's in control of his life, in control of his own destiny, and is okay to tell me where he wants to go. So I would say, sure, like later on if she suggests something when you're on the date with her, or if you'd had an instant date with her, and you maybe find a common interest, or maybe you found something you both like to do, then sure, like that kind of negotiation then would work out cool. But if you've just got a girl's number, I would take the initiative and say, hey, let's do this. let's meet here, let's go, we're going to do this, okay? Sounds certain and authoritative, because I just don't think it sounds good to say, oh, maybe we should do this or maybe we should do that, because then it's just, again, it's making too many demands of her. It's much better than trying to make her focus on the logistics and making demands of her to manage her time, to just create a really appetizing date image. And if she likes it enough, she'll work on the logistics herself, she'll get herself there.